Remember that weird era of Sonic? We had a new universe with a new game and a new show, Wii U titles, blah blah blah. Yeah, it was an odd time for Sonic. So, for those unaware, Sonic Boom is this alternate version, or again, universe of Sonic the Hedgehog, where many of the cast got redesigns, to the point where they were heavily exaggerated, i.e., Knuckles being built like a tank. This came at a cost of fans not liking Sonic's redesigns, due to how tall he is and his arms being blue. I was gonna do this review of the TV show for Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Boom, a long time ago, but comic dubs and other stuff came around, blah blah blah. But hey, better late than never. So, Sonic Boom, the TV series, ran for about 2 seasons. It featured the core 4 Sonic cast members of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, joined by newcomer to the series, Stitch the Badger, who many at first thought was Marine the Raccoon, cause they look so much alike. Anyway, Stitch would go on to making many appearances, such as in Mario and Sonic Rio 2016, being in the Sonic and Mega Man crossover. Still hate that the Sonic Boom cast got snubbed, meaning their modern versions. And then she was mentioned in Sonic Frontiers, meaning there is a modern counterpart of Stitch existing somewhere. Fun fact though, Ian Flynn did say once she planned for Stitch to be living out on Angel Island, but the idea was tossed, so who knows if we'll ever see her come up in the comics. I think she will one day. The show basically had like a funny misadventures and slice of life stuff, with the almost always Eggman attacking with the Robot of the Week. The entire show actually had some charm put into the writing. A lot of the jokes did hit well, especially like the Roger joke.
Roger!
Who's Roger? He's talking to me.
Or when poking fun at the series itself. Like there's even a studio joke, or poking fun at reusing the same characters over and over at the end of season 1, or poking fun at Sonic's design, poking fun at toxic fans, and of course, Sonic enemy jokes. By the way, there is like a lot of Sonic enemy moments in this, but I'll touch more on that when we get into characters. The show was set in this village filled with other random characters, being some villains, and some characters being, occasionally showing up, like Dave the Intern, Percy, or that Beaver character. Fun fact, cause this show is CG, a lot of the characters in the village, are like copy-paste models. I've seen so many reused character models that are just colored differently or voiced differently. Even the robots that Eggman uses are reused a lot. And there's even a joke where one of the villain's wives says to the other character who looks exactly like her and says,
And you! I just don't like the look of you.
You see, it's jokes like that that really show that this series doesn't really take itself seriously, and how it can be a good comedy. The characters themselves, aside from the design obviously, are most so the same, but with some changes. Sonic is still himself, but he does sometimes act a bit too egotistical for my taste, even more so than he usually is, but I can put it past Roger's great performance as a hedgehog. Tails is also unchanged, but what's different is that this was the beginning of him being now voiced by Colleen Ochasani, who previously voiced Charmy. She's now the current voice of Tails instead of Kate Higgins. Unknown why though, since Kate did return to voice him in that Sonic Colors short. Honestly, I didn't even know they changed voices until I saw the behind the scenes video. Amy did undergo a few changes aside from her design obviously. For one, her love display for Sonic was always on display, to her chasing him non-stop, to the hugs, etc. Now it's way more toned down. In this, she obviously still likes him, but she keeps it a secret. Though others like Stitch and Tails are aware of it. And she still does have a little bit of creepiness, having a doll of him and keeping a picture of him in her wallet. I honestly liked this change for Amy because I did kind of find her a bit annoying growing up, and this personality seemed to have been added into her modern version. Still likes him, but isn't always super in Sonic's face like before. I like it this way. Plus, this led into so many, and I mean many, Sonic Amy moments in the show because it's very apparent that Sonic likes her back. At least in this universe, For one, he got jealous when he thought that Amy was setting up for a date. and then got jealous when Amy hugged Vector. Oh yeah, Vector's here too. More on him later. Stitch is a new character, and I honestly do like her. She adds a new vibe onto the group as the wacky conspiracy, shouting things nonsense nonstop that make people think she's nuts. I do hope that we see her modern version in a comics or a game one day. Knuckles?
Ew!
Yeah, I do not like how they made him into a moron. In this era, Knuckles was always the punching bag, airheaded dimwit. And in this, it's annoying. The only thing I liked was that Sonic and Knuckles still do butt heads from time to time. So this group is fine. Though they can be a little immature at times, they're teens/kids, so I'll ignore it. Eggman? One, I love the design, and second, honestly, I really like how this Eggman is portrayed because he's not really that threatening in this series. He's in town so many times where he's not attacking that he doesn't even feel like a villain. He just feels like an annoying next door neighbor who you occasionally butt heads with. Shadow, who was also in the show and the games, is just terrible. Just terrible! I do not like what they did with him. Just like in the games and like this era and stuff, he's just this edgy person who doesn't like Team Sonic or Eggman. He just dislikes everything and everyone, even going as far as letting the world get destroyed.
What? Excuse me?
Our Shadow would never let that happen.
Why?
Why not?
You gotta wonder how different this world is, cause did Space Colony Arc even exist in this universe? Did Maria exist? We got Angel Island name dropped once, so whatever. At least the fight scene in Season 2 between Shadow and Team Sonic was nice. And the triple attack with Sonic, Metal Sonic, and Shadow was cool too. Oh yeah, Metal Sonic is here too. And he's unchanged. Same with Orbot and Cubot, who kept the design, surprisingly. Vector also makes an appearance with a new design, which is just great. I really like it. Who knew that he would look good without his headphones? And here, he has his own detective show. It's unknown if he and Mikiatis are even together in this world. He still loves money, and he's still a great detective. Though, after he was shown off, many were hoping to see other Sonic characters show up. And this is where my biggest negative for the show comes in. The world feels way too small, and doesn't go off showing more of the world and seeing more of the cast. We do go to other locations, kinda. It's still in the same area, but Anyway, but it's always just new characters. It would have been great seeing this entire town filled with new characters and the other Sonic characters who we know and love. What would they be doing in this town? How different would they be compared to their modern counterparts? Heck, there was one episode where Sonic faced off against a green rival who was being faster than him riding a skateboard. Yeah, that totally could have been Jet. Missed opportunities to bring them in and show what they're doing, and how they are, and how they will be designed. Also, since this is a show where it doesn't really take itself too seriously, there's never really a big threat to conquer. Honestly, I don't even think these guys could even handle Neo Metal Sonic, considering the Chaos Emeralds aren't even in this. And lastly, I hated how they ended the season on a, well, there's always next season, and it never came. Like, yeah, I guess that was a joke, but after this, we never saw anything regarding Sonic Boom ever again, other than Stitch being name-dropped in Sonic Frontiers, but even then, we may never see these guys again unless they decide to bring him back somehow. I do hope one day. So, once this show ended, we never got any other show until Sonic Prime, and it's... watch my review to find out. So, to end it off, I will say I give Sonic Boom a B+. And as a final note, please, Sega, give us a 2D animated Sonic show. Come on!